Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me the opportunity to present to you at LaIsonsingCon2021. My name is Jyotirmoy Saha. People call me Moy. I am from August Media Holdings in Singapore. We have a fairly wide business, but the part of the business that we are going to talk about specifically today is our animated content business. Our animated content business has been ongoing for more than a decade. It's now 12 years old. Our shows are available in more than 140 countries around the world, in every major network that you can think of, starting from Netflix to Disney to Turner to Nickelodeon, and every other, even the regional networks like Teletoons and CBBC and so on and so forth. Today we are going to talk specifically about one property that we have developed over the last couple of years, and currently the show has been playing to very good ratings in lots of parts of the world. And today we are going to study about what our licensing strategy for Tish Tash has been. Tish Tash, the property started as a family of little bears. A little girl, bear, her name was Choo Choo. She was a little bear who would write a diary, and she lived along with her parents and her little brother Bobby. When the property came to us, the idea was to take that property. It was something that had been developed by Studio Gale in Korea. They are an extremely talented studio, famous for lots of big properties that they have worked on before, including Tayo the Bus and Pororo. These are all shows that have been animated at Studio Gale. So Studio Gale obviously came with a lot of experience when it came to developing properties. However, when Choo Choo's diary came to us, one of the principal desires that Studio Gale had was they wanted us to come in as a partner who don't just develop this as a co-producer, but also even help this to turn this into something which is very international in nature. So there came in our challenge, and what we then started trying to do is to figure out a way in which we could take Choo Choo's diary as a property, and then develop it and internationalize it in a manner where all the stories, all the characters, all the behavior of the characters are relatable to kids, not just in Asia, but everywhere around the world. But however, we always wanted to make sure that the show inherently remained Asian, in the sense that we would never go away from the Asian values. We would never go away. We would never create a show that Korean kids would find alien or Asian kids would find alien. And thus began an 18-month period of development and early production, during which we made quite a few changes. One of the changes that was made to the story was to take Choo Choo, and whatever she would write in her diary, kind of turn that into something which is a real world. So these would be worlds which would be in her imagination, and there little Choo Choo would then in her world of imagination also have adventures in a new avatar of herself, where she would be her own best friend. Thus was born Tish and Tash. Tish is now the little girl. Her brother Bobby lived with their parents, and we developed her diary to become a real world imagination scenario, where Tish would, every time in every episode, Tish would get onto this imagination world where she would meet herself in the imagination world, and there her name is Tash, and Tish and Tash together would then tell the story of her friends, her bear family, and her larger than life little brother and imaginary friend Tash. And together, no matter what their troubles are, they would just go out and face these problems as special friends and create new worlds around them, embarking on new adventures, finding their own creative way to solve problems that life throws at them. So there became the concept of how Tish Tash was born. It came up as something Korean, but now is, while it's still remains very Korean, it is being watched by kids around the world internationally and performing very well. We will talk a little bit about which countries and all of that a little bit later. Then we wanted to make sure that when we are producing the show not just needed to have the Asian flavor of stories and Asian flavor of production and music and so on and so forth, it also needed to have really identifiable styles which were very international. So thus started the hunt for us going out and looking for the best studios around the world who we could involve. And therein we got ourselves involved with Carrot, who are again extremely talented, BAFTA winning, Emmy winning studio in the UK. We came together with Carrot, and between Carrot, us, and Studio Gale, we then started creating the world around Tish Tash. It now features a rich lineup of very colorful characters. It has stories which are set in locations that are part of both real and imagination play for all children worldwide. It has stories that every child can relate to, deals with simple problems, little problems that not just children have in their regular life, but also within their homes, with their parents, with their brothers and sisters, and so on and so forth. Before we move on to the next part of the presentation, I would like all of you to watch a quick short clip so that you get a glimpse of what the world of Tish Tash looks like. So that was Tish Tash. Hope you enjoyed watching that little clip. Tish Tash is now playing in Latin America on HBO Max. It's available in Europe on a few networks, also in CBBS in the UK. It's available in the Middle East, Africa, Australia, New Zealand. It's also coming soon to the entire ASEAN region, perhaps very soon to South Asia and the US as well. And needless to say, it has already been playing in South Korea for a while. In the very short span of Tish Tash having been around, for example, Tish Tash has been playing on CBBS since September of 2021. And within the last couple of months, it's already risen to be listed among the top 10 brands on both BBC's iPlayer as well as CBBS's linear network. It is delivering extremely good ratings in Australia, South Korea, and almost every other territory it's playing in. And we believe that much of that comes from the fact that we've created stories which emulate the exact kind of fun and adventure that children like to have everywhere around the world, where we've kept the stories simple. We've kind of made sure that the issues that we deal with in the stories are relatable to by every child, no matter which country or what culture they come from. The show is now also available in multiple languages. It is actually quite unique as an experience when we produce a show in English, and then as we go along, we as the show is playing around the world, we get the chance to see the show in multiple languages. I would also like to share that same experience with you. So here's a very quick 40-second clip for you to get a glimpse of what Tish Tash looks like in a different language. By the way, the promo that you're going to see is for a soon launching version which is in Southeast Asia. Please enjoy.
Hi, Kulilits! Sabayan niyo akong mag-countdown. 3, 2, 1! Ngayong November 21 ang Pop TV Kids!
Yee! Sa wakas!
Wow! Ito talaga ang gusto ko! It's Sunday ngayon! It's Sunday Fun Day sa happiest playground for kids!
Pasok na, anak.
Yay! At alam niyo ba ano ang mas happy? Libreng mapapanood ang Pop TV Kids! Surprise! Free and dandy ang maglalaro! Free and dandy ang kantahan! Free and dandy ang happiness! Tama! Let's play all day, every day sa happiest playground for us Kulilits!
Pwede mo naman akong bisitahin kahit anong oras.
Oo, gagawin ko na! Pop TV Kids! This Sunday, November 21 na! Watch it for free! Magpa-download lang ng Pop TV ka ng Mommy at Daddy!
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed watching that little clip about Tish Tash. That language they were speaking in is Tagalog. Tish Tash is launching soon. In fact, on the 22nd of this month on the Pop TV network in the Philippines, and soon across Asia as well. Tish Tash, while it has been extremely popular with all our audiences, it has also won a lot of critical acclaim. It has won this year the Content Asia Awards for Best 2D Animated Kids Program. We have also received multiple nominations. Of course, not all the awards nominations results are out for the year, but so far we've received a nod from the Emmys, Content Innovation Awards, Asian Television Awards, and so on and so forth. The results are awaited. We hope it's going to perform well at these awards as well. The show continues to be highly popular, extremely critically acclaimed at the same time, and which makes it very easy for us to kind of expect the show to have complete involvement, not just from our viewers, but also their parents. Now that we have seen the show performing really well with audiences around the world, and also receiving a very high amount of critical acclaim, we decided to change our strategy a little bit for how we are going to proceed with more content. It obviously became clear to us, not only do kids like this, also their parents. So therefore it became necessary for us to start thinking about shows or further extensions of Tish Tash the series, which would involve not just the kids but also the parents. Moving forward with Tish Tash, the brand, we've now decided that the way that we handle Tish Tash has to be a little bit different. While it's extremely popular on broadcast networks, a lot of the broadcast networks are on some form of pay TV, whether it's SVOD or regular VOD, or even on cable and satellite. So it was kind of very important for us to consider the fact that there has to be a lot of viewership, which even for children who do not have access to those kind of pay TV networks or pay networks. So therefore, we decided to create another series. Obviously, it's natural that the more content you make, the more viewership you get, and more viewership always leads to more popularity and potential future licensing success. So we decided to develop a new series, but this time the series is something where both parents and children can participate together. However, we also wanted to make sure that the broadcasters who are broadcasting the existing series, their series does not ever kind of become old or start looking like not the latest. So therefore, we decided to create a spin-off series that looks completely different, feels completely different, and serves a completely different purpose. So here is an interactive series that we are developing. The interactive series is a song and dance series. It features one new original song in each episode. It's a short bite-sized episode. Within that music video, there would also be a dance. The dance would be simple enough for kids to be able to imitate that. It would be something that parents would also kind of participate with their children in this activity. And while we were developing this whole series, we also decided to create a whole new look. It is a well-known fact that characters, especially children's characters, there are two kinds of licensing exploitations that happen with it. One is a whole set of accessorization with the characters, and that's primarily about the look of the characters. So whether it's a book, whether it's a jigsaw puzzle, or a water bottle, or any kind of back-to-school products, you can basically use the imagery and the world of the characters to brand those kind of merchandise. But however, when it comes to toys are usually something which is a little bit different, because that's where you need to be able to go out and feel and touch the characters, right? And therefore, that's what we decided to do. We decided to create the interactive series in 3D. So therefore, what that would do is that we would now not just appeal to different kinds of content viewing or different kinds of content demands, but also for different kind of licensing requirements, right? So there is now a set of 3D characters which look and feel exactly the same as Tish Tash the series, and there's a whole bunch of 2D characters, and the 2D characters necessarily help to propagate the stories. We talked about how we are creating two different sets of looks for Tish Tash. The idea is to create completely two different universes that run parallelly. One universe, which is the 3D world, we intend to kind of keep it free across digital platforms everywhere in the world. That series is designed for playful learning experiences as kids learn to read text on screen and also learn to sing along. And these are places where parent-child sing and dance activities would be encouraged inside families. And we want to have the series encourage kids to get more involved, more active, and have fun. This also, of course, when it is available for free in digital networks for kids, it also builds further awareness of the series characters, and the series characters therefore then are able to, they become far more recognizable when they appear on regular television networks as well. The 2D world, the traditional broadcast world, which is regular pay TV as well as video on demand, that particular strain of storytelling will continue. It'll be creative stories which will be slightly longer. It'll be about little adventures of Tish Tash, Bobby, their friends, and their parents. And this will continue to remain a structured series with longer episodes that fit into traditional broadcast schedules. Now, the reason why we have developed two separate strategies for both licensing as well as broadcast is very simply, as I explained earlier. One is directed completely towards image branded accessories and image branded objects. The other one is specifically with toys and three-dimensional to go out and touch kind of toys. That's all I have about Tishtash. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you will encourage your friends and families to also watch the show. Thank you.